Good morning and welcome to Beyond the Contracts podcast. I'm Maresa Morrow with Parks Realty, here with
Jennifer Hart of Churchill Mortgage.
And this morning we are interviewing Randy Allen. He is with Habitat for Humanity. I'm sure you've seen him around town. He ran for mayor for a minute and he did well in the polls. But we are welcome you, Randy, and appreciate you joining us today. He's got an event coming up we're going to talk about. It's called Cooking to Build, and it's on November 4th. Randy, give us a quick rundown of what that's about and how people can get involved.
So this is the 16th annual Cooking to Build on the Murfreesboro Square. It is it's a competition. It's a fundraiser. It's a community-wide event just to bring people together. The easiest thing to kind of describe is it's kind of like a chili cook-off, except this is organizations, nonprofits, businesses from our local community, Rutherford County community, that are cooking anything from chili, soup, gumbo, stew, whatever, white bean chicken chili, French onion soup. Tomato basil soup with a grilled cheese side. It is all kinds of, and so I think we've got around 30 competitors as of right now. I think the deadline is Thursday to sign up. The event is November the 4th. We will sell tickets. It's $30. And what happens is you go to each one of the organizations, the vendors, you're given a voting ballot, and you go and they put a small amount of whatever they're serving into a styrofoam cup for you. And you taste it and move on and judge. You also get a commemorative bowl. So we partner with it used to be called the Pottery Place. It's called Color Me Mine now. And it's what they do, people go in. So earlier in the year, you had the opportunity to go in and paint your own bowl, to custom do a bowl. If you didn't do that, then their artists have done a bunch of extra bowls, hundreds of extra bowls. So you will get an opportunity for your ticket price to not only taste the whatever each organization is serving, but also to pick out a custom bowl. Or we have if you can hold on a second, I'll grab one. We have been giving these bowls.
I love
it's a different
that.
color this year. Last year was orange. It comes with a bowl and a spoon, and it says Habitat Cooking to Build, Rutherford County Area Habitat for Humanity on it.
Nice. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Comes with a little spoon. So if you choose, you have the option of choosing a bowl like that. There are businesses that are doing, for example, Dana Womack and Michael Busey always do for their State Farm booth. They always do root beer floats. So there'll be root beer floats, and there will not part of the competition, but there for people that want that. Also, we have our future homeowners who serve desserts. So the Alley on Main and different restaurants have prepared desserts. And so our future homeowners are giving those out at a certain point. There's a couple of water stations. Water has been sponsored by Kiwanis here in town. So we try to bring everybody together around the affordable housing issue. All the dollars raised go back into our mission to increase affordable home ownership in Rutherford County. We are, y'all may already know, maybe some of your watchers, listeners do not, but we started a few years ago on a community, a subdivision out off of Twin Oaks Drive called Legacy Point. The goal, we're going to build 76 homes there. Here is, I do have some visuals. So
Yes. Oh,
here
that's
is the
fantastic. That is.
layout, how big it is.
Wow.
And so that's where we've been building mostly. We've got 4 houses out there under construction now. We will, when those are finished, we will have 27, I believe, houses completed out there.
So that'd be a nice little community.
Yeah.
A nice little community. I'm glad you explained about the bowls, because when I went on your website and there was a picture of everybody holding up their bowl, I was like, what's happening there? But so that makes total sense now. I totally understand that. So your event is not only cooking, there's vendors there. So it's an entire community event. Everybody can come out, bring the family, get involved, and have a really good time. And that's just around the square, correct?
That's right, on both the inside and the outside. So it's 2 on your right and left as you're walking around the circle.
So kind of like the
square.
farmer's market is set up, if you're familiar with that. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
And so anybody can submit an entry if they want to up until Thursday. Is that right? So if I wanted to, or Maresa, okay.
Okay. Very good.
It's we charge a $50 fee for entry, an entry fee, and that's refundable. If you want it back at the end of the event, then it is refundable to you. And then you end up on a map, and there's a number associated with it, and people go through and they vote on who had the best whatever. So
yeah, I love that the public gets to vote, and,
Yeah, I do too.
there's not a panel, because that's a
lot. Yeah. That's a lot.
right.
What about other booth sponsors? Can just anybody have a booth, or do you need more booth sponsors, or what does that look like?
well, so the event has sponsorship opportunities with it to be on the signage and all of that type of thing. We do not just have sponsored booths, so it has to have something you're serving something.
Right.
Now, and we're limited by what the county government will allow us to do. So we can't have, there are certain things that we can't have. For example, we don't have access to electricity there. So if you're cooking, you have to supply your own power. And mostly that's like a Coleman stove, or
Generator.
this year they're allowing a little generator and a hot plate. But there are all kinds of companies, businesses, restaurants. Chick-fil-A is doing their chicken tortilla soup. Carriage Lane Inn is going to have an entry. There's several restaurants, but also companies, churches. First Presbyterian will have a booth, and St. Mark's Methodist always has a booth. So they all have people, in their organizations that are known for their whatever they, their chili, their soup, or whatever. So that's what they're bringing to compete with. So it's it starts at 11 and ends around 1:30 to 2. Some people run out. We require that they make 5 to 7 gallons of whatever. But some people run out before that.
I love the uniqueness of this event. You don't really hear much
you
about
don't.
anything like this, and I love it.
There's a lot of golf tournaments and races, and those are great, and they do really well in the community. But this is definitely unique.
Yeah.
We love that you've brought that back. Tell us something, it may be one of the past events that you can think of that was that stands out to you.
Any memories in particular?
For last year, I don't know if you remember, but on this, we're always the first Saturday after the farmers market closes. So the first Saturday in November. And so last year, we had a little, I don't know, it was kind of a little system of weather that came through, and just it rained about the whole time. And so I thought, wow, nobody is going to show up. I mean, the vendors, would probably start canceling, and then the attendance would be down. And it was very surprising that all of the vendors showed up. And then we usually have about 1,000 is what we estimate to be there, about 1,000 people that pay to get in. And we were still just around 850, 875. So we weren't down that much. You would think people, when they see that rain, they would just stay in, but we were all wearing little hoods and
they knew there was good food. You can't keep people away from good food.
Rutherford County shows up.
It really does. Yeah, they
Rutherford
do.
County shows up.
So, of course, we want everybody to come to the event, but what is your biggest need for Habitat in general?
I think that, what gets lost a lot of times for us is that we're not a major, that our brand is a well-known major worldwide brand. And people see that and they just assume that, oh, they're just a big corporation and they don't really need our help or our money or our, assistance in any way. And all of our money that anything that we do, any funding that we do is all raised here in Rutherford County. We don't have a big corporate, we have an umbrella, but we fall under that and we have to raise our own funds. So when we are building 8 to 10 houses a year, y'all are both in the mortgage and the real estate building, how expensive it is to build right now in Rutherford County. It's property, it's materials, it's we buy our house, we sell our houses at appraised value. So it just wouldn't make sense, right, for us to go into a subdivision and lower everybody else's property value to try to. So we sell at appraised value, and people that are homeowners for Habitat are making a mortgage payment. And so it has to be affordable for them. And so we sell at appraised value. They can afford a certain level. There's many steps that get somebody to the point where they're mortgage ready. I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but
love it.
Financial literacy is very undervalued.
You 100%,
Randy,
you're
we
speaking
can't.
our language.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I feel like the education part is people are scared or they're listening to people that haven't been in this market, and we have a very large hurdle to get over in that education department.
But Habitat spends time doing that.
That's right.
So all of our future homeowners, when they apply, our application is open for about a month, for 30 days each year. It'll open again in March of 24. During that period, we have people just off the street, people that have heard about it, who've tried before, all of those things. We actually have a get ready class, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. But so somewhat of a pipeline. And people apply. So we, last year, we received about a little over 600 applications. We dropped through our looking for minimum requirements, things like that. We were able to get it down to 30 applications. And then our board, our family selection committee, made home visits. Our board made approval. We got down to 22 families that have to remain mortgage ready. They're required to do 300 hours of financial literacy pre and post. They're required to do sweat equity hours. So they're working on their house. They're working on other people's houses. They're working on the restore, in the restore. So they're committed to this. They have to stay in from the start to the end. Sometimes that's a year and a half long process. And so, but we celebrate every home ownership, every dedication. And I just think that a lot of people, our biggest need is for people to understand and to bring their talents, their treasure and their time to support this organization. We're a Christian organization. We pray for every family. And at the end of the day, these families they don't have what you and I might have had. They don't have the parents, grandparents, the history of home ownership. So it is new for them. And they're on a journey, and we're right there with them.
Wow.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I love that so much. And I always think about the sweat equity part, but I'm glad you talked specifically about the financial literacy part of it. Much of that I did not realize. Again, we learned so much.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the application process was only opened for 1 month out of the year. And that, I mean, I knew that, of course it took so many months to build a home, but I love that they have to stay in there. That's 300 hours is a lot of hours. So you need to be committed. That's for sure. But Randy, we really appreciate you stopping by today and telling us and educating us on how that all works.
So, tell us where everybody can find out more, not just about the event, but about Habitat, and maybe sign up to volunteer. My son and my husband have done it, and my son absolutely loved it. He's like, when can I do it again? And that's rare. So, but tell us how to find you.
Our website is rchfh.org, Rutherford County Area Habitat for Humanity.org. And then we're on Facebook. We have our Rutherford County Area Habitat for Humanity Facebook page. Our also Restore has a page. So if you're shopping for furniture or materials, building materials, plumbing, we have those. So sign up, follow those.
Fantastic. Again, thank you so much, Randy.
We appreciate
this has been great.
So good to see y'all, and hope to see you in person soon.
I'm sure we will.